Hey, I do this for fun and for free at the moment, so if you like it and want to see more, subscribe. Also, there will be Nightmare Dungeon gameplay throughout the video and at the end, so if you want to see how it plays through, stick around. This is by far the most fun build I've ever played in this game. It's what I'm calling the Proc Druid. It's based off the Great Staff of the Crone, which gives you that crazy like 60% lucky hit chance or whatever it is on your basic attack, stacking Claw and Storm Strike, throwing a bunch of attack speed at the build, and as many on-hit proc effects that I can, and seeing how it works. I found the crit damage on Grizzly Rage stacking quite boring. I didn't like the ebb and flow of that. I kind of just want to do the same damage all the time. And I also kind of found the Barber to be pretty boring because I love to see my numbers go in this game. So going from the opposite of the Barber, which is hardly ever seeing numbers, but seeing them all at once when things explode, to seeing many, many numbers all the time. Now, we'll go over the items and how the build works. So, yeah, first thing is based off Great Staff of the Crone. Pretty much it turns your Claw into a double basic attack because it also casts Storm Strike, and it's like 2 attacks at once. So you get double lucky hit chances, and for effects to happen, it really speeds things up a lot. And then next we'll go from the top down. On the head, we're running the symbiotic aspect. Because you're attacking so fast, you don't actually need this to be on your amulet. 5 seconds is more than enough to pretty much have unlimited uptime on Earthen Bulwark while you're attacking. So that's unlimited, unstoppable, and many, many earthen explosions to supplement the damage. On the chest, we're running the protecting aspect. This is my hardcore character. This is pretty much mandatory for hardcore. I feel it's definitely best in slot. Super, super, super important to have this bubble. Running the seismic shift aspect on my gloves. Now, I haven't seen anyone use these before ever, but it's actually really clutch. So why I reckon this is so good is because Earth Spike here has a 10% chance to stun, and if it hits an immobilized or stunned target, a second one will appear, so that's a 20% chance to stun. And because it shoots them in a line, if you shotgun and like hit more than one, it's like 40% chance, and it just keeps going from there. And we're constantly stunning with electric shock, this passive here. Dealing lightning damage has a chance to immobilize targets. We are hitting with lightning damage so often, like you wouldn't believe. We're actually, yeah, like perma stunning in Nightmare Dungeons, which is great. So it's a little bit tankier due to CC than you'd think. Look, it's a squishy build, and it's by far not the best build in the game. Like, it doesn't have the crazy scaling. It's probably not the fastest, but oh my god, I reckon it is up there for the most fun. All right, next thing, disobedience on legs. That's standard. Feet, I feel like you can run what you want. These are just the ones that I've been running on all my builds the entire time. Like, spirit cost reduction is useless for this build, but yeah, just ghost walkers just so I can move quick. Seen the weapon on the amulet. This is the overcharged aspect, which it pretty much puts a mark on a target when you have that lucky hit proc with your lightning damage, and then direct damage you do to them after that will cause them to pulse and explode damage to them and targets around them. Really cool effect. I like this one. Next, we've got the rapid aspect for that attack speed, and we've got accelerating aspect for more attack speed when we crit with our core skill. Oh yeah, and the hearts that we're using. So Devious Heart to suck everything in. Super good, especially when you bring everything together and then you get a bunch of the Earth Spike procs and everything's just getting chain stunned and it blows up. This feels so good. We've got the Vicious one here, and that's for critical strikes, electrically charged targets, and you see like lightning like shoots across the screen. So the more things you hit, just it's great. And then this one here is optional. So when I really want damage, so if I'm not doing Nightmare Dungeons pretty much, I'll run this heart here, the one that gives you like attack speed, resource, and barrier, depending on how many you've killed. Just because when you rotate onto attack speed, it just gives you a whole extra like 25%. It's like another whole aspect for free. If I'm not using that one, I'll sub in this one, which is the brutal one, which is BIS for everyone. It's pretty much just a flat 20% damage reduction. But because I want to demonstrate the build at a full offensive power, I'll run with this one for now. But I'll sub in this one when needed. Also, I've got the extra barrier chance on this, so Ideally, you want to be at that 60% barrier bonus, just for full effect on the Earthen Bulwark explosions. Look, the build's not focused on Bulwark, so I don't really care too much, but with this on, I get like 58%, so I'm pretty much there. Spirit Boons, Wariness is the only one you ever take from the Stag. Attack Speed, of course, from the Eagle. Ultimate Skill Extension Duration, so we have Cataclysm last longer, because Cataclysm's got nearly 100% lucky hit chance, and then Calm Before the Storm to get that Cataclysm back up super fast, and of course, more procs. And when they buff this, come Tuesday? Yeah, come Tuesday, it'll be 40%, and this will be even better and even faster. So, as far as skills go, Earth Spike 1 and Wild Earth Spike to summon a second one. Storm Strike, do the vulnerable proc, and then I dumped all my points in the claw. I don't really think you'd have to put all the extra points in the claw, but it just feels good. Going on, we've got Shred for mobility. Also, when it crits, it's fairly cheap because you get I'm pretty sure you get the 3 dashes for the 30 spirit. So it's like a cheap way to, and fast because it's got that 30% attack speed. It's a really faster proc core skill to get that attack speed up, and the mobility, it just helps. This is optional, so you can run. I have chose to put the extra points in the crit for now, but you can put it into move speed if you want. Of course, innate Earthen Bulwark for the explosions. With Bloodhowl, you're running the attack speed. Move on. I've taken this sort of loop in the like the lightning chain, just because the immobilize is good in the bonus, and also like Storm Strike as well, but pretty sure it mobilize. Yeah, 15% chance to immobilize. So you're immobilizing all the time. This one as well, another proc, 30% chance when dealing damage to a vulnerable, immobilized, stun target, which we're stunning all the time. Everything's always vulnerable and everything's always immobilized. So this will always happen. Your lightning bolts are flying everywhere. Increase the duration of your Cataclysm and your Hurricane. Hurricane, this is defensive, 20% damage reduction. This is how we generate Fortify. I wouldn't go less than 2 points, just because I feel like it generates a bit slow with 2%. And it's like 1 extra point to double the amount of Fortify. So from 2 to 4, it's twice as much Fortify per instance of Fortify you're making. Toxic Claws, so you can poison things that you hit for your Paragon tree. And Envenom, obviously, because it's a lot of value. This as well, this is just a bit of damage because we're constantly doing Earthen Bulwark and then hitting with Claw to go back into werewolf form. We're always shape-shifting back into werewolf, so this is permanently up. This, that's just to get there. And then, of course, Nature's Fury, just so we can get absolutely everything. Paragon Tree, this is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but I found it worked, and it's this sort of center part you can keep the same for most builds, and just what you need to modify you can do off these two here. But look, there's probably a more optimal way, but yeah, your mileage may vary. Taking Werewolf because you're pretty much always in werewolf form. We've got Keeper just for that damage reduction from poisoned enemies. Things are always poisoned pretty much. We've got here Exploit for the vulnerable damage. We've got here Spirit for the crit damage, and we've got Fulminate for lightning damage. Pretty simple. I've gone around. There's like lots of crit damage and toughness. Like obviously I have to lean a bit more into the toughness in hardcore than you might in standard, but is what it is. Now I'll give you a demonstration. Let's go in. We'll battle. Battle the new boss. Let's see how it goes. You see? Absolutely crazy. Everything just explodes. Look at all those numbers. Trying to keep up. It's just hard keeping up the buffs, but I love it. I love not being able to see what numbers are on my screen. But yeah, look, I'd recommend give the build a shot yourself. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. It's more than strong enough to do, like, I imagine all but the highest nightmare dungeons. Okay, maybe it could. I'm not gonna try and push with a build that's kind of squishy, but hey, I one thing I do guarantee, you're gonna have a lot of fun playing. So if you do try it, let me know. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to hearing any feedback you have.
I must wait a minute.